I'm Royal. For those of y'all who don't know, y'all probably know me by now. I'm the one that's always saying I'm Royal. So yeah, that's me. And today I'm leading the conference call about self-discovery. I can't see your faces, so if you could turn your camera on, or if you could send a thumbs up. How many of you actually took the test that I sent out on Monday, or that you received an email on Monday? Yay! Okay. Okay. Okay, so quite a few of you did take it. Okay, I was wondering. All right, so we'll be discussing that today, but before we get into that, I want to kick this off with okay, all right, Court. Yeah, I was hoping you had took it. We had talked earlier this week. No. So I want to kick it off with a quick little game of Would You Rather. So I would need to see your faces or respond in the chat, but I would love to see your faces. So if you could turn on your cameras, that would be great. Hey, beautiful people. Y'all look so good. Hey. Hey. Oh, we got hey baby. How you doing?
Yes, so happy to see y'all.
Okay, so the game will go. I will say, would you rather do this or that? You put up one if you rather do the first one, or two if you rather do the second one. Okay? Pretty simple. Everybody got it? All right. Okay, so the first question is, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors or go into the future to meet your grandchildren? Two? Okay, go meet your Okay. I see some response. Okay. So most people would rather go meet the ancestors, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, the second one is, would you rather have more time or more money? I'm gonna say two. Yeah. More time. Okay. Okay. More time to make more money. Okay, yes, that's it right there. Okay, so would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for life? I think I want to pause. Sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I want to pause because sometimes I just need everything to stop. Let me think. That way I don't have to rewind. I could just come back. See, we here. Okay, listen. Okay, I only got a couple more. Let me see. Oh, this is my favorite. Would you rather talk to animals or speak all foreign languages? I want to talk to animals. I don't know why. I think I'm a little Dr. Doolittle or something, but I love the animals. Like, yes, come on, Daniel. Yes, we talking to animals. That's what I want to do. All right. As long as I'm not by myself. I was nervous for a minute. I seen a bunch of twos. I'm like, so it was just me that wanted to speak to them. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, and okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do just two more. Then I'm gonna do two more because there's some more. Okay, would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long? I think I'm gonna want to win the lottery. I don't want to be here that long. I got some other stuff to do. Snaps, you gonna be here? Snaps. How long you want to be here?
Look, I'm trying to live to see some things. Maybe
Okay.
I can,
Okay.
elongate my life.
And you gonna win the lottery within there because you
And
love
then
the lottery.
it's like I can do a lot of things. Maybe I'll go back to school and do a whole new profession.
What you said. Okay. Okay, come on. Let me know. Okay, so this is my last one. Would you rather watch Netflix or Disney Plus? Is it Disney Channel Plus? Disney Plus. I'm gonna go with Netflix. Disney Channel Plus. We've been having some issues. I've been on there and I've been having some issues with them. So I'm gonna go with Netflix. Okay, all right. That was my last one. Thank you guys for participating, and it was nice to see everybody's perspective on it. It was something fun. I actually picked that because I know the test asks questions like, not would you rather, but are you more inclined to do this? agree or disagree, you know. So that was just to get started. So for those of you who haven't taken the test, I hope you take it after this call, because I feel like you will gain a lot of great information. But let's jump right into it. So as individuals, we all have a role we must travel, and oftentimes we get caught up on the destination, that we pass by the beauty of getting the skills that we need to reach that destination. So for example, a lot of you may be focused on graduating. That's all you talk about with your friends. That's what you say, I'm here to graduate so I can go be grown, or I could go do this, that, and the other, and follow into whatever footsteps. But it's the experiences we have that leads up to graduation. It's the people we meet, it's the things we learn that actually make that day what it is. If you didn't have all that, it would just be a regular day. But because of the people you met, because of the ups and downs you went through, because of the things you learned that you do like, that you don't like, and that you learned that you thought you liked, but it really wasn't that, and you figure something else out, all of those things lead to who we are, who we become, and what we do in this world. Which is why we ask you all to do the Strengths Finders test, because the same goes for the world to finding out who we are. Oh, sorry. Okay. So we wanted you guys to take the test so you can focus in on the skills that you are strong in, and how those skills will help you along this journey. Because research says if we know our strengths and we use them, we're more happier, we're more engaged, and we're more likely to achieve whatever goals we set. So that'll work. So let me see again. Who didn't take the test? Who didn't take the test? Put a thumbs up for me, please. Okay. No, it was a lot more people the first time around. That's okay. So, so for those of you who didn't take the test, I'm going to pull up the 20 different strengths you would have found. Hello?
Oh, yeah. I never got the email.
You didn't get the email?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay, because I have the strengths here for you. So if you would have taken the test, it would have gave you your top 5 strengths. At this time, I want those of you who haven't taken the test to look at these strengths and pick 1 to 2, but at least 1. And you can go research it, or you can go just pull what you feel like are some strengths that you already know about. But I'm going to give you guys about a couple minutes, just a few minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes to look at this test. I'm just trying to share my screen. Hold on. To look at these. Is it sharing? Oh, here we go. Okay, can everybody see it? I can't see everybody, so you can speak up, let me know. Okay. So during this time, for those of you who haven't, go ahead and look for at least 2. At least 1, but if you see 2, you can pull 2 words that you feel like are your strengths. And in the meantime, I'm going to play a little music. Tell me if you like this song. I just found it today. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I can't dab you up until you wash your hands. Seconds low, so you know how long to wash your hands. That was my favorite. You have to listen to this. Okay, if everybody has gotten at least 2 strengths, can you give me a thumbs up? 1 to 2 strengths. Okay. So Daniel, Farron, and Z, have you guys gotten it or done it yet? Or are you still working? Okay, thank you, Z. Brittany, did you? I don't know if I saw you put your thumbs up. Were you here to hear what I asked them to do? Are there any comments? Because I can't see. Okay, I was just making sure. Okay. So for those of you who haven't already, I'll keep this up and you can look and then you can answer after everybody else has talked, or I'll come back to you guys. But for those of you who did take the test or who just chose 2 of the strengths you believe belong to you, I have a couple questions that I want us to go through. So give me a second. Okay. So my first question is, out of your top 5 strengths, or out of the 2 strengths you pull from here, which one do you believe describes you the best? So I'll start with myself. Out of my 5, I had one that said empathizer. Yeah. Yep, it's on here. I'm trying to make sure it's on here. So I feel like that describes me the best because I feel like I'm sort of like an empath. I've been saying that before I really knew what it was. I just was like, yeah, I'm Phoebe off of Dorm. That's what I knew. I was like, okay. And then it started relating. So, but I feel like I always can feel what others are feeling, and I can always bring them into a space where it calms them, it soothes them in whatever aspect. I'm able to give advice when needed or just to listen. I'm able to make someone laugh or sit there while they cry. So I just feel like that's the thing that best describes me. But that's mine. So would anybody else like to share?
I don't mind sharing. I know one of my results came up as a coach, which is ironic because I have been a coach. Mm-hmm. But when I read the description of it, it says your objective is to develop people's potential. And that's something that I really take pride in, whether it's through a sport or through a curriculum or just being a mentor within the community. I just take pride in making sure that I can help people understand that they have something great inside of them and they should try to draw into it. And if I can help them, I will. So that wasn't surprising for me to find out, but it was good to know that from my answers, they developed that answer as well.
Okay. All right, Coach O, we hear you. Okay. Would anybody else like to share?
I think all of mine pretty much describe my largest personality traits, so I don't think I can really just pick one. But it was kind of funny that my number one strength was winner, and how like everybody wants to be in my team, because anytime there's a group project, my classmates all fight over who gets to be in my team, which I absolutely hate, because I actually don't like being in group projects.
Okay, so you don't like it, but it is one of your top strengths, and you can recognize that within your life, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I have some more questions, so hold on to that, okay? And we'll jump into that. Would anybody else like to share?
For mine, the top one for me was strategist, and it made sense because like I already like planned out what I'm gonna do in college, and like I already have like at least 2 backup plans for if things don't go my way, so it kind of makes sense because my whole life is kind of a plan, so I try to stick with it.
Anybody else?
We had a couple people in the chat type in what they had. So if Maria, Z, or Cardis wanted to explain why they chose those strengths, you can go right ahead.
I had empathizer as mine. I have been told by multiple people that whenever they come to me for things, that's one of the reasons why, because I always try to put myself in their shoes and just kind of help them out that way with their situation.
Okay. So me and Z on the same team. That's what I found. All right, Z. Somebody else who wrote in the chat?
Yeah, I'll go. So I got coach because like in my life, I always love seeing people grow and stuff, like seeing what they can do. Yeah, that's how I got coach.
Okay.
My number one was empathizer as well. I feel like that just explained me so much because it's just, I don't know, it's just who I am. I always like to feel what other people feel and empathize with them. And I guess the test worked for me.
Okay, that's good. Oops, sorry. Anybody else again?
Well, I want to share.
Yeah.
So I was really excited when I took this test because when I got these 5 results, I was like, how did he know me? This is crazy. The descriptions were on point. So one that I was really, I guess, shocked by that I've never seen, even the word before, was philomath. And so just my desire to learn new things, and like the description says, you learn very fast and thrive in short projects. I hate a long project. So I love doing things that I can learn in like maybe a month or a couple of weeks or so, and like do really well at it and move on to something else. And I never knew like what that meant. I thought it meant that I could never just stick to anything. So I think I like this test because it made me look at it in a different light. Well, like instead of not always practicing one thing, you like to learn a variety of things. And so it helped me kind of feel better about myself because I never knew that word, and I never even knew that was like a skill. So it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of the same thing. I had got that one as well. And when I looked at it, I was like, I do not know what that means. And I read the description and I was like, it makes sense. All my life, my dad told me you can never have too many irons in the fire, meaning you can never know too much. So as I got older, the things that I wanted to do as a kid that I never had the opportunity to do, I just dove into it. And that's how I ended up learning the piano, guitar, coaching. That's how I got my degrees within education. I never wanted to be a teacher, but then it was like, okay, once I got into it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can do this, but I knew it wasn't going to stick. But it was something that I wanted to learn and understand how things function. And then the more I understand how things function and what I was comfortable with doing, it helped me choose my career. So it's like, that was, like you said, it was kind of like, okay, it's nothing wrong with me. It means that, it's stuff out here that helped me understand that. So.
Right. Anybody else before we move on?
I wanted to read the comments, 2 comments. So Farron said she got timekeeper, and she said she thinks it describes her best. She always schedules out her day, even subconsciously. She said, I know when I'm going to practice my flute, when I'll go outside to exercise, when I'll set aside some free time, when I'll do a puzzle with my family, etc. I love schedules and sticking to them. It's how I do my homework. Teach me your ways, Farron, because I can't figure it out. And then Carter said delivery was her. She said because she loves to follow through with things, tasks, and promises. Also, my strong ethical principles mean a lot to me. People usually look to me to be the responsible one, whether I like it or not. Okay, I also got deliver, and I definitely can resonate with that one.
Okay.
I just wanted to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to share for whoever just joined, I don't know if that was Jordan or somebody just joined, that we were just sharing our strengths that we got on our strength finder or finding strengths on this slide, and we were just talking to them. So whoever just joined, I wanted to let you know what was going on. Go ahead.
Thank you, Snaps. Thank you. That was awesome to hear the results that you guys got and how so many of us shared the same ones, and just how that works in school and out of school. So even with the questions I asked earlier, it was fun, but you realize what you have in common with certain people that you may not have known. Like a lot of people didn't know I wanted to talk to animals, but then I realized I'm not the only one. So that was helpful, And if there was like some job that needed people who wanted to learn that skill, we could come together, and strengthen that. So that's good. I'm excited about this. Okay. Okay. So we all just described, one strength that described us the best or was our greatest strength. Now I would like to say, out of the 5 you got, or even look, the screen is still up, right? Everybody can see the strengths. Looking at this list, what strength would you say you use the most? And why do you feel like you use it the most? And then if it's different from the one that you feel like describes you best, why do you think that is? So while everybody's thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and say mine. So I said, I feel like empathizer describes me best, but I feel like I rely more on belief. So I'm a believer. That was another one. Why do I feel like I rely on that? Because that's what keeps me going every day. That I feel like being an empathizer sometimes takes energy from me, and belief pours energy into me. So understanding those two and then realizing, okay, I have to stay strong in this strength so I can strengthen, or I can give power to this other strength, and it happens vice versa. Because sometimes when I'm having conversations with people, they pour back into me because I helped them, and they're like, oh, this was a blessing, or this was this to me, and then that pours back into me. So it's a nice balance of things. So that would be my answer. And if anybody else would like to speak up, you go, hey, Trinity girl, why are you smiling like that?
I was smiling like that because I also feel the same way, but instead of beliefs, I would choose winner, because that's like my drive to keep my empathy. Just the drive to compete and to win also helps me to continue to empathize with other people. So that's why it's just related to you.
Would anybody else like to share? Is anybody responding in the chat? I'm trying. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Romina said strategist because I have to plan ahead for my goals so that I can achieve them in the end. Oops, somebody else just commented and moved it out of the way. In the end, and all my goals are the things that keep me going through life in general. Okay. Farron said still timekeeper. She relies on it most in my day-to-day life. Teach me your ways, Farron. Z said, I would say problem solver. Being an empathizer only affects my relationships, while being a problem solver affects everything. I'm always trying to solve problems for everything, especially in my everyday life. And then Carter said, optimist and empathizer, because I like to think positive and I love trying to understand people and where they are. That's super helpful in this time we are in. Keep going, Carter, please. And then I can go. So I guess the one I use the most right now is problem solver, because the world is up in flames. And so I like to solve a lot of problems with work in my personal life and other people's lives. If there's ever a situation, I'm always trying to find a solution for it. So that's kind of the strength I've been relying on the most recently in these current times.
Yeah, I'm also relying on problem solver too, because I'm always trying to solve some type of problem that, you know, pops up.
Yes, we love it.
I think for mine, it'd be peacekeeper, especially at this moment and everything that's going on. Having a wife, a daughter, a son, and when COVID hit, a lot of things happened within my family to where I had to, you know, try to just keep everyone calm. And it was something that I wasn't used to, but it's something that I had to grow into. And it was a good thing that it did, because within me being able to keep the peace, I was able to keep the peace within myself even more.
All right. Anybody else want to share?
I'd probably have to say storyteller, because I don't know what it is about me, but I'm really good at like writing things. And I take an essay writing class, and I'm now going to be in the second year of it this coming up year. And so I'm always writing some large paper, having to explain my point and articulate it well and back it up with facts and everything like that. And also I'm still getting to use that over the summer, because I had to write a speech for my school's Black Lives Matter rally, and I spoke for like over 10 minutes. So I'm still using my storytelling abilities.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna write a book soon that we can buy in the future? In the future, Lotus, you got a book for us? I don't know if you hear me. Can you hear me?
I'm having difficulties hearing. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just saying I'll be there to buy your book. Just know that, okay? Just let me know. Send me the flyer. I'll be there, okay? I want to read.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else? All right. Okay. All right. So my next question would be, out of all the strengths, well, out of your 5 strengths or your 1 and 2 strengths or whatever you see on this list, what would be the one that you would want to develop more this year? So for me, it will be optimist. Now listen, I feel like I try to be very optimistic, but sometimes life will hit you, and you're like, okay, I'm trying, and at times it feels like I'm forcing it, but really what it is I have to learn to release. I have to release whatever it is that's coming up against me and that's trying to take that away from me. So that's something that I am working on currently and that I will continue to work on this year.
Yeah, I like that. For optimist, I think that was my number 1 strength I got, and I never saw myself as optimist. I never really saw myself as that, but I was like, But when you said the thing about release, I think that is the key to having optimism, is that you just give in to the fact that kind of you're not in control of anything. And for me, you know, I have a a personal faith-based mindset. So for me, I just give into the fact that I'm not in control of anything, and so I just keep in mind of the person the being that is in control. And so that may be the key for anyone working on optimism, is just to give up. You're not in control of anything, and accept that. And then I guess for me, the strength I would want to develop is strategist, I guess. To get better at just coming up with strategies. And to be honest, timekeeper, forget that. That's not even one of my strengths, but Farron has inspired me. I need to get my timekeeping in order. So I'm going to work on developing that. Thanks, Farron.
Farron's going to have to do a workshop for us. That's something we have to work with. Okay.
Yeah, I second timekeeper.
So all of Wyman will be at Farron's workshop. Okay. Just making sure. Okay.
Yes, Farron, lead the Zoom call. Z added that being a coach is one she would like to they would like to develop. They said it was in my top 5, but I don't really see myself as that. I want to be able to take a stand and lead people to where they need to be, but I'm anxious and can't lead anything. Ha ha. I don't think that's true. I think a lot of times the most quietest people are the people who are the most anxious, are the people who have the best things to say, if that makes sense. Like they have something to really say. And so I would say don't get caught up in necessarily being anxious. I would say maybe start writing down your thoughts and how you feel. And so that way it's not always in your head, then it's on paper. And so then one day if someone asks you, hey, what do you think? Or if you see someone going through something, because you kind of wrote down your thoughts to kind of understand how you feel about things and your thoughts, you may be able to say it out loud. So I think the biggest part of getting out of our heads and that anxiety is to get out of your heads and maybe write things down, do a voice memo, do a video of yourself talking about the things that you're passionate about. Because if being a coach was one of your strengths, that probably is. And Z, I can see that. So yeah, don't be anxious. You got it. I could definitely see you being a coach of some sort, and I could see you being super encouraging for people. So definitely just work on writing it down and getting those thoughts out of your head and your heart onto paper or onto something else. So then it'll be easier for you to actually speak out to coach folks.
And also, if you were in the Zoom calls on last week, we learned some mindfulness things that will help with that anxiety, you know? So if you need some help, do we have that on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, so go follow the link. And if you don't have it, we'll send it, or we can put it in here at the end of the call. Okay? Anybody else?
Okay, well, I'll keep reading comments. Farron said she wants to work on her analyst strength. The whole area of politics is pretty crazy right now, and especially since I've never been all that invested in it, I'd like to start finding out what I think the better arguments are and start looking up facts so that I can vouch for my position when asked. That's very wise. Yes. Carter said, oh, okay. Someone want us to go? Oh, okay. Carter said, self-believer, have more confidence and belief in me and my skills and abilities. Further get rid of that mind block that stops me from growing. I believe everything is working for your good in some way. Yes, ma'am, Carter. That's the key. That is the key. Yeah, those are all the comments for that question. Oh, we got a new message. And Daniel said, coach, because I want to find better ways to communicate points across. Daniel and Jesse, I mean, Coach O, I think y'all need to have a conversation because y'all are like on the same page every call. So I think y'all may need to have a side conversation because I think Coach O could help you out, Daniel.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, those are the comments thus far.
All right. So even if you're not commenting, I hope that you're writing this down or that you're thinking it through, because the next question would be, if you do want to strengthen that skill or throughout this year, who would help you? Who do you think you can reach out to? And what do you feel like you need to do yourself to help build that strength?
I know for me personally, write things down, or better yet, since I always have a phone near me or some type of technology device, use Siri to set a reminder. even though I'm not tech savvy, I know I have to learn how to use these things because they are really here to help you. And sometimes with anything that we want to strengthen, sometimes we have to use the simplest of tools that are right there for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, also timekeeper is making sure that no matter what, I go to sleep at a certain amount of time, so I get up, I function correctly, no matter what's going on. Like, you have to be strict in these things when it comes to trying to better yourself and even strengthen the strengths that you already have, because you can always get better at the things that you feel like you're great at.
I totally agree. I think I kind of dived into what I would do when I answered it, but I'll say it again. But listen, it's just counteracting those feelings of anger or not feeling like the day is going to go right, whatever might come up against me, and I have to actually say out loud, it's going to get better. Like, in my head, it might get lost in thought, or it'll change into another thought. But when I say it out loud, it's going to get better. This too shall pass. Tomorrow will be a new day. That helps me. The people I feel like that would help me would be my family, because they're always speaking positivity into me. And sometimes I don't turn to them because I'm like, I know what they're going to say, but I need that, you need that. So and it's about being intentional. So making the effort. If you really want to strengthen this, if you really want to do something, then you're going to make the effort, even if you don't like how it feels. And what I realized, I might not like how it feels now, but on the other end, when I make it to the other end, it's going to be worth it. So that's my little spiel. Anybody else?
Can you ask the question again?
So the question is, the strength that you want to strengthen, I guess, develop this year, who would you go to for help? And what would you do yourself to help strengthen this and make sure that you're able to get all you can from this skill to tighten it up? So that's the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me answer the second part of that question. The person I would go to would be my wife, because, I mean, especially since COVID, she's been around me the most. And when I go home and I'm off of work, when, she's the one that is there to help me and help keep everything function and make sure I'm doing things just as well as for her, doing things to make sure I'm happy, whole, and healthy, as she would like to say. So, yeah.
Yes, that's neat. Z said, I can reach out to my counselor, CSS, I don't know who that is, and my mother. They have helped me develop into a better version of myself. And I can work on speaking out in group projects instead of sitting in silence until someone speaks up. I can take a stand and start asking people their opinions and such. Yes. Romina said, my teacher, my mom, and my friends, they have more confidence than me and can help me overcome my fear of confronting the problem so that I can solve it easier. Love it. Good stuff. Did anyone else want to chime in? Community social services. Got it. Thanks, Z. Like a counselor for my everyday life. Boom. And Daniel said, I would talk to my dad because he always finds a way to communicate something with me understanding it. That is wonderful. The gist of this is that you definitely want to speak to people and have people in your corner who's not afraid to pour into you and encourage you and, hype you up in a way and encourage you so that you can definitely work on your strengths. I think a lot of times we focus on our weaknesses as human beings. That's our natural reaction. Just growing up in a world where weaknesses are kind of shown to us, it's really easy to get caught up in your weaknesses and focus on what you don't have and who you aren't. But the reason we have this activity to help you focus on your strengths is because that's actually what helps you in life, is to focus on the things you're naturally good at, the things that naturally come to you, because one, that makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel more optimistic about life, to focus on the things you're good at and the things you naturally have inside of you already, versus focusing on your weaknesses. So definitely, as you're developing certain strengths, remember to go to the people who encourage you, who are not afraid to push you to grow, because that's going to lead to growth. And in 2020, if we're not growing, what are we doing? I don't know. Farron said, my dad will be the greatest help for me. He's already made a bunch of YouTube playlists. a bunch of YouTube playlists focusing on politics, and he knows most topics very well. So I could learn how to argue from him. I could watch videos on those playlists, probably take notes, and could look up any opposing viewpoints that weren't in those videos. Maybe if I did one smallish topic every day or a slightly larger one over a couple of days, I'd be more in the loop without being overwhelmed. Farron has already crafted a plan, and I love it. Get it, Farron.
I other than like my mom, who's I can go to for anything, I can really like recently go to like my upper level math teacher, Mr. Jones. Like he's the one who actually like showed me that I'm actually good at math and my brain actually like process it different from other people.
Yeah.
He's the one who actually like encouraged me to go into like a math field and instead of history, because well, there was a whole conversation behind that, but like he can really help me with like strategist and analyst because he like sees how my brain works.
Yeah, that's important.
That is.
I like that. Stick around people who can help you see how your brain works, because all of our brains operate differently. And so we definitely need people who encourage us that we are right. The way our brain works is okay, and it's okay.
Okay, and piggybacking off of Edges, so like she said, these skills, we want you to learn them because they come natural to you. And then we want you to strengthen them because you can use this in your future, in your purpose, which leads us to this activity. I'm sorry, hold on, I gotta move some stuff around because I can't see. Okay. So Lotus, I know you said your strongest strength, was it winter? What was it again? I'm sorry. It was winter. Okay, so I want you guys to take that strength to do this activity. Okay, so you pick everybody here. Okay, my computer is doing something. That's why I'm at. Okay, so pick one of your skills, and I'm asking you to pick the strength that you discussed in the beginning, and act as if you're a boss of a prestigious company, and use one of these prompts, and show us how you would use your strength in these situations. So I'll read them out loud for those of you who may not be able to see it. Hold on, I just gotta move things around. Okay, so the first one is, you're a boss of this prestigious company and one of your workers confide in you that they're considering working elsewhere because they don't feel like they're good enough. How do you handle that situation? The next one is, demand is down because customers are unhappy with the product, but you don't know why. What do you do in that situation? The next one is, employees are not getting along with the new hires. How do you bridge the gap between those individuals? And the last one says, employees don't understand why they have to document all feedback from customers. How do you help them understand the purpose of that? So I'll give you guys a few minutes. I'm gonna play my song again one more time, and then we can come back.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I can't dab you up until you wash your hands, 'cause you might got some type of virus on your hands. Yeah, so scrub, 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 some more. I made this song 30 seconds long, so you know how long to wash your hands.
All right. Are people in the chat already? I see notifications. I just can't get them, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have one response in the chat. And I think for time's sake, we can just answer one of the prompts.
Yeah.
Like you can choose one of the things. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that's what I meant by it.
I got you. So Romina said for the first one, I would analyze how the employee really did perform on the job. If it seems that they're doing weary on it and don't seem to enjoy their work, then I would advise them to take the other job. However, if I see that they enjoy being in the workplace and are committed to this job, then I would tell them that and encourage them to stay. However, in the end, it is their choice. And the most important thing I would ask them is to learn from their mistakes and to make sure that they grow from whatever choice they made.
Okay, I like that answer. All right. Anybody else?
That was it for the chat thus far.
I'll go. I did the one where like demand's down, and like I would first look at like statistics of my company versus other companies that are like my competitors to see what they're doing better in that area, and then meet with experts and figure out what we can do to make ourselves look better than the other companies, and then make the change and revisit it after a short period of time to see if it's working, and if it's not working, go back to the drawing board and figure out maybe if there's another way to fix the problem.
Okay. All right. Well, anybody else? Trinity, you got something? I just see you looking at me, so.
As an empathizer, I'm gonna answer the first prompt. Since the employee confided in me about how they felt, I would just ask why they felt that way, and then as an employer, I would ask what are ways I could do to make you not feel that way, because I want to keep my employees happy and satisfied with their work.
All right. Well, Trinity, you was just gonna sit there. You weren't gonna even say nothing.
Don't be afraid to speak up, y'all. We're obviously gonna call on you if you don't speak up. Z dropped a comment. They answered prompt 1 and said, ask why they believe they aren't good enough for the job. Okay, we like that. We got to start there. Point out all of the good things they have done so far that I have noticed. Give examples as to why they are good at the job. And if they counter back with something negative about themselves, acknowledge their feelings and tell them if they feel that way, there are lots of things to help them improve. Life is about trial and error. Learn from your mistakes. Make yourself the person you want to be. Don't dwell on the negative. And we can drop the mic right there.
Can I hire her?
Okay.
I'd like to hire her right now.
Z, you got a job. Welcome to the team. You are hired. Let's go.
Okay.
I love it.
One more, if anybody else.
Yep, we got another comment. Farron the Goddess said, timekeeper. Answer the second prompt. I could set aside certain times during the day for employees and myself to read customer reviews if the product is bought online, or to meet with individual small groups in person and hear their comments if the product isn't bought online. Once we find the problem, I'd most likely help create quotas and a timeline for workers so they can either fix the problem or create a wholly new product, whichever one would cost less for the company to create. Y'all are going to be some bomb CEOs and business people. OMG, y'all have some great strategies. Here for it. Yeah, that's the comments we have so far.
That was the last one. All right. Well, okay. So it's 12:54. I was going to try to get one more, but go ahead and go over to this. Well, I'm glad that you all participated today. I was so happy to see everybody's faces and people was talking to me. This gives me energy, as you can see. I'm happy. I'm smiling. You guys taught me a lot about yourselves, which that was the purpose of this, to learn, for you to learn about your own self. But so I can be a better coach, I need to know your strengths too and what you would like to work on. So this was really great. And I hope this activity helped you see how your skills will help you in your leadership roles that you will have or that you're in already. And even if you don't per se like certain ones, you know you hold this skill, but you don't like it, you can see how you can use it for good if you work in it, you know? So don't run away from it, just work with it and see how it can help you. So I'm excited. I'm glad you guys did this. For those of you who didn't take the test, I still suggest you go take the test after this call, please and thank you. If you need the link, reach out to us, your coaches, because we need you to do this Share Your Work Friday. Yes, we would love to see this. Come on now. Okay, so for Share Your Work Fridays, we want you guys to get creative. So
but when you open it.
So with the results you receive, you can make a poem, a song, a commercial. You just get creative, and we would like to see a video of this, of whatever your work is. And if you could post it on social media and tag us. For those of you who are not on social media, you can email your coach. So, and if you can see on here, I keep forgetting that you guys see my screen, sorry. So if you can see on here, here are some questions you can think of when creating. And here's an example. Here's an example of what Royal did with her 5 strengths. So just give me a second. Okay, I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me a moment. Okay. Well, I'm having some issues. This is also in your email, just in case it doesn't pop up in a few seconds. It's also in your email. You can find it on YouTube if you want it. You can, and you didn't see it in your email, or you don't know where to find it, you can also just reach out to me if you're, or reach out to one of your coaches, and we can send you the YouTube link. But basically, it's a really quick video, a poem I created using my 5 strengths, and just telling you how they all create me. How I have all of these. I don't know, maybe we. All right, hold on. I would make it bigger, but I'm scared that it stops.
I have 5 strengths that shine through me: empathy, developer, relator, and belief. Connectedness falls somewhere in between. When working together, you give me the person who makes an effort to see how others see and points out the potential that's hidden by deceit. I relate to the feelings that rave through the sea, not being enough, smart enough, insecurities. But I believe that great things grow inside me, in the same spaces weeds try to hide me. And everything I go through is part of the plan. The ups and the downs, they take me by the hand and bring me to people as beautiful as yourself, sharing the jewels of connectedness. That's what I call wealth. So you've heard my 5 strengths, and I'd like to hear yours. Take this test and let's explore.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We love it.
All right, so it's okay. We don't have to see that. I can stop sharing for a moment. There we go.
Yes, we love that video. It was a great video.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was working on it for a while. I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's the result of it. So I'm glad that you guys liked it. But once again, I thank you guys for hopping on the call today and entertaining me in my madness, but also for learning. I hope you all learned. If you learned something today, put a thumbs up. If you had fun, if it was engaging, put a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Come on now. You're making me feel good. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys. I'm sorry.
Before we go, we got to take a screenshot of all of the wonderful faces who showed up. I know y'all don't want to see your beaming faces, but just for 2 seconds, can y'all Open your screens. Yes. Turn your videos on so we can take a picture to show everyone that we was out here learning about our strengths. Okay, we got Romina.
Said it was lit. Thank you.
Anyone else want to show your screens? Yes, no, no, yes, no, maybe so. Okay, that's fine. Y'all go on. That's cool. Oh, Zeke. Hello. Okay, that's cool. Oh, we got Zach. We're coming in hot. Okay, I'll let the rest of y'all be great. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're going to take a picture, okay? 1, 2, 3. You look golden. Okay, y'all. Royal, you can lead us out.
All right. Well, once again, thank you guys. And I hope you guys do share your work because I would love to see the videos and the creativeness here. You guys are smart and intelligent. You've been teaching me. Come on, teach me some more. So I thank you guys for being here today. And I hope to see you guys next week during our writing week. Writing week? Yep, writing week. So, and if you need anything, please reach out to the coaches. We're here to help you. Okay, we are your resources. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a good day.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all.
Bye, everybody.